What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking the channel out. So it's been a little while since I've posted a video on the channel. We've just been so busy that I've just been slacking. I mean, there's just no other excuse. I've just been slacking. I've just been wanting to concentrate on getting jobs done, you know. And we got so many big projects going on. But I wanted to go ahead and kind of give you guys a little update on what's been going on in the shop. So I want to talk about this car behind me. We're actually going to be, we've kind of started on this one already. We have another Foxbody outside that is actually coming in. Today is Saturday. We're going to be bringing that one in Monday or Tuesday, as soon as this one's probably going to be picked up tomorrow if the weather's good. The weather is kind of bad today. We finished this thing. We did the final little touches on this thing yesterday. I did put new tires on the front today. Took it to the muffler shop, had the exhaust put on it, and on the way back it started vibrating real bad in the front, and the tires were just coming apart in the front. They've been on the truck for forever. I'll have a video coming out on this one. This truck, this is the first time this truck's been running in about 30 years. We did a lot of work to this thing, and let me tell you, it was fun driving this thing back. It's definitely got something going for it. So anyway, I'm gonna have a video coming out on that one. But for now, I want to talk about this Foxbody, and I'm going to talk about the other Foxbody we have. We have two black Foxbodies. Actually, this here is the block for the Foxbody that's outside. This one is back from the machine shop, ready for assembly. This one is getting our level 3 347 build. It's going to be a little spicy, so stay tuned for that. I'll have a video out on that one. We will be starting assembly on this block next week. We still got to do the final cleaning. We've got to paint it, and then we're going to start assembling it. And then I've got one over here that is almost done. This is a level 1 306 build that we're doing, and it's ready for the cylinder heads. This is a carbureted setup. We've got it, it's got a stock oil pan, and it's pretty sweet. Got some AFR Renegade heads going on it, and those heads will be going on next week. Yeah, so on this one, we've already got the engine out. Let me give you a little bit of background on this deal, but I'm going to show you the engine. It's actually all ready to be picked up, going to the machine shop. We got all the parts here. We got the engine out, got it cleaned up somewhat, completely stripped. We're doing our level 1 306 build on this one. Everything is there, ready for the machine shop. They're going to be picking it up on Monday. So what we got this car. There's a customer, real nice guy. He's not from Kentucky, he's from another state. I'm not gonna really name his name or anything. This car was at another shop, not close to here. It was there for 5 years. He dropped it off to him, wanted them to do a complete recondition of it. They're mostly a paint and body shop. They don't really do performance stuff, but they're known for Foxbodies, and they do, you know, some slight modifications. So the car was running when they got it. They were going to do a complete paint job. They pulled the engine, transmission out of it. They completely took the dash out. They stripped it all down. They painted the engine compartment. They cleaned it all up nice, painted it. They did leave the rack and pinion in, so they didn't clean anything down there, which is, you know, whatever. Stripped the interior, like everything was out of it. I don't know about the seats or not, but headliner, you know, all the molding, all the rubber, everything. So originally they were the paint was going to be a blue. So they painted the engine compartment blue. It was a nice color too. I'm not sure what color it was, what the name was. It was really nice. The rest of the car was supposed to have been painted that same blue. Well, for whatever reason, they stopped working on the car. I'm not really sure, you know. I don't ask no questions. They stopped working on the car. So he wanted to get this car going. He kept after him. Finally, after 5 years, he just wanted the car back. They hadn't even painted the outside of the car yet at this point. So for whatever reason, they didn't have the paint to paint the outside of the car, the same colors of the engine compartment. So they agreed with the customer just to paint the car black. It's actually a nice black. It's got some metal flake in it. It's a pretty cool color. So they just did a real quick job. They did what they did. They did the jams and everything. It needs to be wet sand and buffed. It's got a lot of trash in it. What I consider a lot of trash. You know, it needs to be wet sand and buffed. But they never did. They had already put the engine and transmission back in the engine compartment. It wasn't bolted up. It was just thrown in there, like nothing was hooked up. So the engine compartment was blue. So since we got the car, nothing's been completed on this thing. So we kind of really didn't even want to get into this project because there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of missing parts. There's no key switches. We've already looked through everything. There's no key switches. There was a key switch in the trunk, but it was not even for the car. It was, it didn't match the keys at all. So I had to climb in through the back, and I had to pretty much take the striker and everything out to get the trunk open. So we got to get new door tumblers. We got to get, you know, trunk. Got to get that. The interior is just a disaster. Nothing is finished on it at all. You know, they did do the jams, but nothing has been put back in. You know, everything's missing. The dash, I guess, was just thrown back together. Nothing's hooked up under the dash. Wires hanging everywhere. Headliners out of it. It's just a mess. The door windows, it needs new regulators. The doors do not line up at all. There's a big gap right here. We got to address that. The molding is all missing up top. We're going to have to address all that. It's got new Belstein struts on it. It's got new springs on it. It's got brand new exhaust all the way out the back. They had brand new, it's all BBK exhaust. They had brand new BBK long tube headers on the motor. The motor being bone stock. It looked like they painted the motor all like an original Ford gray. It wasn't very clean under the paint. They did new bumper cover, looks like, new fog lights, new headlights, I mean, they were going to do it up. Everything new there. But there's just a lot of stuff missing. They did a 5-lug conversion on the front SN95. Everything's loose there. Nothing's finished on that. And the back, the axles are brand new in the box, but they haven't done anything in the back, so we got to finish that. Supposed to do rear disc brake conversion. There's no disc brakes, so we got to get that stuff going. All the molding's missing off the windows as well, front and back. So anyway, first thing we did, the customer wanted to do one of our top end kits. But he wanted us to see, he asked if we would paint the engine compartment. I said, well, let's just pull the motor out. It's just sitting in there. The radiator was just sitting in there. It's missing the condenser for the AC. I got a list of stuff. We've been writing down parts lists that we need to get that's missing. So anyway, we took the motor out. While we had it on the engine stand, we figured, well, let's go ahead and clean it up and we'll paint it a nice dark Ford blue. We'll do a top end kit. We'll make this thing look like brand new. And so the customer wanted us to go ahead and check the bottom end out. So we dropped the oil pan And he didn't know how many miles were on the motor, and it showed wear. It had some copper showing on the bearings. Cylinder walls looked pretty good, but since it was high mileage, he wanted us to go ahead and just rebuild it. So that's why the engine's all stripped out, ready to go to machine shop. We just got to do, you know, our 306 deal. AFR heads, trick flow cam, and he's already purchased, actually his intake's up there. We got a trick flow track heat intake going on it. He's already purchased a Holley Terminator X, so we got all the wiring harness out of it. They put all that back in. We took everything back out so we could paint the engine compartment. So we've done that. We painted the engine compartment a glossy black, and we're just starting to go back together with it. We took the brake lines out, we took the power booster out, we took everything out. Now, the brake lines, they had back in, booster was back in, master cylinder was back in, but they really didn't have nothing hooked up. Well, they bent the heck out of the brake lines. They are just wavy as hell. So we straightened them out best as we could. We cleaned them up. We put them in, and we're going to go ahead and straighten them out even more. I've got a tool that I can run across the brake lines to kind of straighten them out. So instead of buying new brake lines, we're going to take care of that. We'll get them straightened out. So that's what we're doing. We're starting to get everything back together on the engine compartment, and then we're going to start on suspension next. But this is kind of what got me a little bit aggravated too. So they took all this out, right? Took it all out to repaint the engine compartment, and then they put it back in. But look at this thing. You know, the master cylinder obviously was leaking at some point, whether it was that master cylinder or another one. And, you know, this should have just been thrown in the trash. I mean, it's ruined. Yeah, you can clean it and paint it up, but most likely the inside of this is not in very good shape either. That's from brake fluid coming out of the master cylinder. You know, the leaking master cylinder getting in there. So we're gonna just replace it. We was gonna sand it all down and repaint it, and once we seen that, we're not doing that. So we got to put a new one on there. I'm gonna have to check the master cylinder, make sure it's good. If not, we're gonna put a new one on it. And then this is the box of stuff that was just left behind here. We got to go through all this, clean it up, paint it, see what we can use, see what we don't need to use. And let's see, there was something else. Yeah, the wiper motor, that was it. So the wiper motor they had already put in. Well, we took it back out because we wanted to paint. The wiper motor doesn't look too bad. The actual, you know, the whole frame and everything. But the motor itself was rusted. A lot of the paint comes off of these with, you know, as years go by. A lot of paint was flaking off and it was all rusted up. So I don't know why they even would have put that back in without cleaning it and painting it. So we did it. We got it all sanded down. We're going to primer it and we're going to paint it. So, you know, if the customer wants something that looks nice, you know, like the paint on this looks good, needs to be wet sanded buffed, it'll look real good. But there's a lot of work left on this. But, you know, we're basically just going to make this thing look brand new again. The wiring harness, this portion of the wiring harness, we're going to clean real good. We're going to put new wire loom on it to make it look new. We've got some repair to do on a fusible link right there that's melted. And then the new wiring harness on the Holley is going to look good, right? It's going to be new. So it's going to be a nice car when it's done, for sure. It's just going to be a little tedious because we gotta replace or reinstall. You know, we got to figure out what's missing on this thing. A lot of stuff's missing. But anyway, I don't mean to keep going on about it, but look, new tail lights too. Got new taillights. So it's going to be a nice car when it's done. I just hate to see this. I'm not even going to begin to tell you what he paid these people, right? Not sure what happened, whatever, but we're going to get it straightened out for him. It's just going to be, you know, he's going to have some money in this thing when it's done. Now, going on to the other Foxbody, I'm going to have another video on that car, and that one will be coming back in and basically getting the same treatment. Now, that one is not tore apart like this car. That car is 100% together. A very nice car. This engine is going to be badass, let me tell you. I can't wait to show you guys the parts we have for this thing. We're putting AFR Renegade 195 cc heads on this bad boy. It's also going to have a Holley Terminator X system. This one's going to have the Holley high ram intake with the side mount plenum, big throttle body. Don't need a mass air with the Holley Terminator X. It's going to make some power. It's going to be north of 500 NA. It's going to twist up 6,800 to 7,000 RPM. It's going to be nice. It's, like I say, this is a level 3 deal, 7-quart oil pan, you know, the whole deal. It's got some compression to it. It's still going to be on 93 octane, but it's got some compression. So it's going to work well with that. We're doing a full UPR front tubular K-member on that car. Coilovers, caster camera plates, it's the whole kit from UPR. Yeah, we got a lot. We're doing a complete fuel system on it. We are using the stock fuel tank. We've got a nice pump in the tank. We're going to have a number 8 feed and a number 6 return. Fuel regulator, you know, the billet rails comes with the intake. And it's going to be nice, man. It's going to be an exciting project for sure. And we can't wait to get started on that thing. And we're going to be planning on getting it in here next week. This thing is either going to roll out of here tomorrow or Monday. He'll be picking it up. And then we'll get that car in and get started on it. So we're going to have 2 Fox bodies, 2 black Fox bodies in the shop. And we're going to be building both of them pretty much kind of at the same time, because we've got a lot of work to do on this body while the engine is away. We got a lot of work to do on the other body, and then we're going to be putting this motor together too. So this engine will be done, and then we'll be shipping it out. And then we have a 408 stroker that is at the machine shop. We should be getting it back, I'm hoping pretty soon, but the machine shop is so busy, man. They're backed up, man. So once we get that motor back, that's going to be another one we're going to be doing another video on. And that one's going to be a pretty good little thumper too. It's going in a 1978 F100 pickup, 78 or 79. That's another one that's coming from another state. We're going to have the motor completely built on that one and ready to go. Hopefully have it ready to go by the time he gets the truck to us, so we can start doing the build on that one. But these are all kind of winter projects. So, and we've got a couple other ones already scheduled to come in too, but enough is enough. I've been ranting and raving too much already. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little heads up on what's going on, what's to be coming. And be sure to look out for this video. I've already started a video on it, and I'm going to do a final video of this thing running with the exhaust on it and take it for a ride. Man, this thing was fun to drive. I gotta tell you, it was unbelievable. With the converter in it, the transmission that's in this thing, man, it's fun. This truck don't weigh nothing. I had no idea these things were so light. This thing doesn't weigh anything, and it's very fast. I'm gonna tell you, this motor, and I don't want to give it away too much. I want you guys to see the video, but you know, it's putting out some decent power too, and sounds really good. But we'll have a video on this one. You guys definitely check that one out. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. And I do appreciate you guys checking it out. It's been a while, you know, since I, been on here, but I'm gonna try to get better at it, try to get some more videos out. So since we've got so much going on, but yeah, I appreciate you guys checking this one out. Be sure to check out any other videos coming up. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit the the thumbs up, leave some comments, and let us know what you think. And check out our TikTok. We have a TikTok account now. It's been out for a little while. It's still kind of a a newbie, but we're getting new followers every day, every week, and I'm trying to get more stuff out on that one as well. So be sure to go check it out, and also check out our Facebook page if you haven't already. So all right, as always, I do appreciate it. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you on the next video.